Hi, I'm Georgia. I'm founder and CTO of Shavira, and today we're going to look at using the GUI of the Dagah penetration testing software. So there is a command line for those so inclined, but today we're going to look at the GUI. So I have a new GUI here, so first thing we do is create an account. Don't make your password like I just did, and log in with it. And read the license agreement. We paid a lot of money to get it written properly. So the first time you log in, it kind of has this really cool little walkthrough. So you do the configuration, you design an attack, you create a campaign, you create targets, you execute it, then you view the results. It only does that the first time. So like it said, the first thing you should do is do your site configuration. The only thing you absolutely have to set correctly is the IP address. So whatever the IP addresses of the box, make sure IP address is set to it. You can set other options. The help is up here at the top with the question mark, so if you do want to learn about any of the other options, you can look there. And for example, you can hook it up to other things like Bitly. Like I have my my Bitly account here, so I give it the access token for the API, put it in here, and then it will use that Bitly token to create Bitly links. So, if that's something you're interested in, you do it. You can hook up to other things like Twilio, Twitter. We're adding more all the time. You save your options. It does make you log back in if you change the options. Alright, so you can see the walkthrough path here on the right. So you create attacks, you create a campaign made of one or more attacks, you create a target list, devices to attack, run the campaign, and view the results. So if you've done vulnerability assessment, anti-phishing behavior modification, penetration testing, this kind of walkthrough is probably similar to you. That was designed for that reason. So let's see. So we design a new attack. So you give it, some label. Video works for me. So type of attack, we've got basic, as the name implies, is pretty basic. It just basically records clicks, who clicked, who didn't. Harvester, if you want to grab credentials or other information that users are submitting to websites, you can use that. You can clone a page, so just give it a page to clone. It'll make a copy of that. If you've been doing this with email, you may have noticed people like to put scripts and stuff in the pages to make it really hard for the cloning algorithm to work. So what you can do in that case is we do have template options. So we have one built in already, but you can design a harvester template. So you can clone a page, it'll show you the source, and you can manually edit it, or you can put it in any code you want. So just because it won't clone, you're not stuck. You can still work with the page, just you'll have to work possibly a little bit harder. So you can make it look however you want, depending on what your target client wants. We also have agent. So that is kind of currently grayed out. This is a community. It's the free edition right here, but we do have professional licenses that will open that. So the agent is basically simulated malware, Android and iOS right now. So basically whoever comes in, it redirects you to the right place, and if you install the agent, then it will allow you to simulate post-exploitation. It's all really very controlled. It's not going to actually do anything malicious. It'll just simulate it for you. So, but it'll give you an idea of the impact of if malware is on a mobile device in your enterprise. What does that mean? In terms of what's on the device, in terms of can they grab the context and then propagate, send the attack elsewhere, abuse the circle of trust, or can they start attacking other devices in the enterprise, pivot through the phone or other mobile device. We've also got profile attacks currently just for iOS. So there are a fair number of things that you can put on a configuration profile on iOS that have security implications. So if you can get people to install them, it can do things to them maliciously. We allow you to simulate that as well. We also have client sides. So, typical, if there's a vulnerability in mobile browser, like through WebKit or something like that, as those come out, we give you the ability to simulate those, get, shell on the device and move from there. And we have naturally delivery methods, so ways we're going to send these attacks. So, you're probably used to seeing phishing done via email. We allow you to use, all the ways that, the ways that the bad guys are doing it are on mobile, as well as, all the ways that mobile devices are able to communicate. So currently we have SMS, so smishing, text messages. We have QR codes, so it'll make the QR code. If you went to RSA, you had to have a QR code to get your badge. You've probably seen them, all over there in advertisements. I always am buying products that have QR codes on the back, so you can choose your own adventure on what you want to do with it once you have the QR code, but it will create the QR code for you. Same thing with near field communication. It'll create the NFC tag, and you can use the attached NFC thing like the mobile modem to make the tag, and then people scan the tag, it'll take them to the attack. So I have messaging applications. I want to add a lot more here. That's currently something I'm working on. It's just a matter of working with the different APIs for the different messengers. So we've got currently Twitter and WhatsApp. So you can send DMs on Twitter or send tweets like at people, and you can send messages in WhatsApp. So this is, I think, pretty cool because I think people get kind of a false sense of security, particularly on like messaging applications. They say end-to-end encryption, they're secure, so people get the false sense of security. But if they're getting links on there, they're getting messages that are malicious. If they click on it, it's the same scenario as if they were using something in plain text or they got an email, except they're just not being trained about it. And we've also got externals. If you don't want to do any delivery method, you've got something else you want to do, you're really just interested in the post exploitations, you want to push them out manually, then you can do externals, still set up the attacks and let you do like the reporting and all that. So you do have that option as well. So just for our example, let's just do a basic, and let's do SMS for the delivery method. So text to send. How about this is a cool page? Be more creative than me. Set it up to meet the needs of your client. You might want to do like really sophisticated ones and really stupid ones. That's typically what I've always done. Kind of get a feel for what does well and what doesn't. We can also do templates. So we have view SMS templates, so you can add SMS templates. It's also something we're pretty active in, is keeping up with what the bad guys are doing in terms of these attacks. Most of the ideas for the attacks in here came from what people are doing in the wild. So same sort of thing when we're seeing like smishing attacks. We're going to add in some templates of what has actually been used before. So that's coming soon there. And then, we just say, like, you got fish or whatever. Again, be more creative than me. You can also have it, like, automatically create a campaign for the attack. You can make campaigns that are made up of multiple attacks, multiple delivery methods, whatever you want, in which case, you go to design new campaign. But since, for this example, we're just going to do one attack, we may as well just save ourselves that step and check that box and then save it. So we can, like I said, you can design new campaigns made up of attacks, but if we look at view campaign, so we did make that campaign, so you can see the details about the attack, and you can actually edit it. It'll take you back to the design new campaign, but that should be good to go. So we need targets, people to send it to. So you think of this, you're used to it probably, like IP address. So, these are phone numbers. Certainly you're going to have, Internet of Things devices and such that don't have phone numbers, in which case, you do IP addresses in that case, and, get them out in appropriate ways for that. But, same sort of deal. So I'm just going to add them in manually. You can also, as you see down here, upload a file, so you can just have a text file. Also, I wanted to put in label, it's not required, but, I always found that in pen testing, you've got, a long list of IPs, and then they show up in your results. You don't know what's what. So, you can label things, like what the user is, or whatever label you want, and then when it shows up in the reporting, you can have a human readable thing that you can tie it back to. So, I add that. Again, you can choose a text file and upload it. We need a name of the target, so let's call it my video. not very creative today, clearly. So I'll upload that, and now we've got a target group. So now we can run it. So we go to execute campaign. So currently we've got one campaign and we've got one group of numbers, so not too hard to figure that out. We can do run now, or we can actually set it to run later. You see this warning message at the bottom, modem is not connected. So in order to do, since we chose SMS, we need some mobile modem to send it out. The AWS instance, oddly enough, is not going to be able to send text messages to phones. So the options we have right now is you can use Twilio. So if you get a Twilio account, you can send them via Twilio, but you can also use what I call the Dagah modem bridge. So it actually uses your phone, and this is the target over here. So it uses your phone. You can get a burner or put in a SIM of your choice if you don't want to like give out your personal phone number to all of your targets. So you can use any phone you want. You just install the app. If you go up to the help that I showed you before, the question mark up here gives you a link to download it. When you install the software, it puts it on the web server for you to download as well. So you just fill in the information, IP address, location, and key, which you can set to whatever you want, and you toggle the connection, and that will connect it. See, it says connected. So once it's connected, now basically it's listening for, hey, what do you want me to do? So it'll send text messages, it'll create near-field communication tags. It's currently I'm working on some stuff with doing Bluetooth. So it's kind of like just a dumb connection between the phone and the back end to let it use that modem bridge, because sure enough it does know how to send text messages. So now we can use that. So if we come back to that page, now that it's connected, you see that warning is gone. So let's go ahead and execute the campaign. So the first thing I want to do next is actually make it so that it immediately goes back to the main dashboard instead of just sitting here and waiting for it to finish, because it's gonna make sure it works before it says it's done. So it checks to make sure that the modem bridge did what it was supposed to. So it does take a little bit to do it, but it can do that in the background. So that's the next thing to come, I swear. Alright, so if we look back at our phone, so again, there's our modem bridge. You don't have to keep this app up. You can, as long as it's connected, you can go on about your day with it. And sure enough, if we come over to this guy, it has a new text message, and it says this is a cool page, and because we did set up Bitly, it gives us a Bitly link, and all of the stuff like the Bitly and what it says and all that, it's all completely configurable. You can make it so much more sophisticated than what I just did. And like I said, we're gonna add in options to like make it look exactly like what previous malicious campaigns in the wild had done, basically with a click. So yeah, you got phished. So again, real basic here, as the name implies. All we're doing is seeing who clicked and who didn't, who needs remediation around not clicking on links in text messages. So if we view the executed campaigns, we can still see information about it, but naturally we want to see the results. So again, real simple. Everybody clicked 100% because there was only one, and it was a demo, and it was me. So you've got like the user agent string and the number. So there's a lot more you can do with it. Naturally with agents, if people deploy the agents, then you've got post-exploitation options. Basically, it's a bunch of buttons you can click on. You harvest your results. You'll see like the actual information that they sent back. So you've got lots of different things that you can do with it. This was just a real simple example of getting started. I'll certainly make more videos, and I hope you do go and download the Community Edition. So Community Edition is free forever. You can use it as much as you want. Just go to our website, shavira.com, and you can download it. So we would love to hear feedback of features you'd really like to see, stuff that sucks, that needs to be done differently. We're here to get more ideas to make it better. So thanks for watching. Again, I'm Georgia, and I'm the founder and CTO of Shavira. So I'll be back soon with another video with another